When did you last photograph your shop? Not a quick snap for a story you weren't sure about. A proper photograph taken with intention of something you'd built and were actually proud of. For a lot of independent retailers, the honest answer is not recently, or I tried it, but it didn't seem to work, or I don't really know what I'm doing with it. And that's what I want to talk to you about today, because the problem isn't what most people think it is. Hi, I'm Keith Lockwood. I spent 30 years working with retailers, from independent shops on local high streets to international fashion houses. I help independent retailers think more clearly, act more deliberately, and build shops that their customers genuinely want to come back to. Less noise, more clarity. Last week, I talked about community, how independent shops build the kind of belonging that online retail genuinely can't replicate. And at the end, I mentioned that this week's topic is the Instagram problem. So let's get into it. Here's the problem in one sentence. Most independent retailers have better products and better displays than their online presence suggests. The shop is brilliant. The Instagram is an afterthought. And that gap is costing them new customers they don't even know they're missing. Why does that gap exist? It's certainly not laziness. It's not technophobia. It's something much more specific. Nobody ever taught independent retailers to see their shop the way a camera does. And without that skill, taking a photograph feels like guessing. You're not sure what to point the camera at, you're not sure if it looks right, and you're not sure whether it's worth the effort. So let me give you a different way to think about it. In Chapter 2 of The Reluctant Retailer, I make the case that everything we know about effective product presentation, the psychology of display, the principles of visual merchandising, the idea that your window is the first argument you make to a potential customer, all of it applies equally online. That's not a metaphor, it's structural. A good window display stops a passerby. It creates curiosity. It tells a story about the kind of shop this is and the kind of person who shops there. And it does all of that in about 3 seconds. And that's exactly what a good Instagram post does. The window and the post are doing the same job. The same psychology, same 3-second window, same fundamental question. What's the argument I'm making? Let me give you 2 examples. There's a florist whose Instagram is genuinely beautiful. She doesn't use filters, she barely writes captions, but she photographs everything in the same corner of her shop with the same natural light at the same time of day. Her profile looks like a coherent world. People who have never visited feel, before they've even walked through the door, that they know the place. She didn't learn photography. She learned that one corner at the one time of day, and the consistency did the rest. Now contrast that with a deli owner whose products are exceptional. They're just down the hill here where I live. The products are sourced brilliantly, displayed beautifully in the shop, but whose Instagram has no coherence at all. A shelf photo, then a blurry cheese close-up, then a graphic his nephew made, and then nothing for 6 weeks. His shop deserves a far wider audience. The displays are shop-stopping, but online, there's nothing to stop. Same quality of product, same quality of display, completely different results. And the reason isn't skill or budget or knowing the algorithm. The florist made one decision: to treat her online presence as a display, not a broadcast. Then she applied the same discipline to that display as she already applied to her shop. That's it. That's the whole thing. So here are 4 principles from Chapter 2 applied to your phone. Number 1, one story at a time. Pick one product, one grouping, one moment. If someone can't tell within 2 seconds what they're supposed to be looking at, you've lost them. Number 2, where is the eye drawn to? Your best content needs to be in the entry point, the first image in a carousel, the opening frame of a reel. Think about where someone's eye lands first. Number 3, lighting changes everything. Natural light shot at an angle rather than straight on makes almost anything look better. Find your best window, always stand near it. And number 4, tell a story, not just a product. A candle next to a book and a cup of tea tells a completely different story than a candle on a white background. Show the life the product belongs to. So here's an exercise. I call it the one corner method. Walk your shop, find the spot with the best natural light, and that's your corner. Spend 20 minutes setting up a simple, consistent display surface there. Could be a wooden board, a tray, a piece of fabric, a mini stage that stays set up. When you have something worth showing, bring it to that corner. Same light, same angle. Write one sentence. What would you say to a regular if you were showing them this in person? That's your sentence. That's your caption. Post it. Then put your phone away. Go back to running your shop. One corner, one sentence, once or twice a week. That's a practice you can actually sustain. We're in Q1, competing with online while building local connections. This is exactly where those two things meet. Your shop does something Instagram can't. It creates the actual experience. But Instagram does something your shop can't. It reaches people who haven't found you yet. You already have a shop with character, products with stories, displays that stop people. You just need to point the camera at what you've already created. If you want to see where your new customers are actually coming from and what's driving them through the door, the Retail Profit Finder in the link below helps you look at that clearly. It's free and takes about 15 minutes. And Chapter 2 of The Reluctant Retailer goes into the full principles of the product presentation, the psychology behind what makes a display work in store or online. And again, if you want to buy the book, the link is in the description below. Now, next week, we're zooming out and ask the question, why are some high streets dying while others are genuinely thriving? And what can an independent retailer actually do about it? Please subscribe so you don't miss it. I've been Keith Lockwood. Thanks for watching and see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.